Welcome back to DDT Podcast, Doug and Danny Talk. I'm Danny.
I'm Doug.
And we'll be reviewing Monday Night Raw and SmackDown Live and find out which was better.
I'd say SmackDown.
Yeah, I enjoyed SmackDown. Raw had some good stuff to it, but overall I liked SmackDown better.
Yeah. And to recap what happened at Money in the Bank this previous Sunday.
Yep.
So Raw starts off with all the recaps of what happened for the Raw roster of Money in the Bank.
Right.
So, first of all, what do you think of Money in the Bank?
I liked parts of it.
Yeah.
It was better than Backlash. I don't know. A lot of it was predictable. And the stuff that, like the Money in the Bank results, I was like, no.
No. First of all, I'm disappointed no Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But to give it to the two people that clearly don't need it.
Yeah, the people that need it the least, that being Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss. Yeah, I don't know.
I find it stupid, though, that the men's Money in the Bank was after the world title match.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
Like, not even give them the opportunity to cash in that night.
When was the SmackDown Women's title match?
I think it was right before the Money in the Bank.
Okay. I don't know. They don't know what they're doing.
But, both tag teams retained.
Yeah,
retained.
the Raw tag titles weren't even on the card.
Were they not?
No.
Yeah, they were.
No.
They were fighting against B-Team.
That's who they're supposed to fight next, but it wasn't on Money in the Bank.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They didn't put the match on the card. They were like, let's just put this to the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, SmackDown Tag Team titles were retained. New Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah, because Alexa Bliss won Money in the Bank. She cashed in the middle of the Raw Women's title match, right as Ronda Rousey was putting in the armbar. And then she shows up, kiboshes the whole situation, and then wins the title.
Yeah. What's that, her third time being Raw Women's Champion?
Yeah.
Okay. What else happened on Sunday night?
Carmella retained. James Ellsworth returned. They made Asuka look like an idiot.
Why, in God's name, would they bring Ellsworth back?
Carmella needs more heat.
Carmella can go fuck off.
It's aggressive.
I'm sorry, she's annoying.
That's her job.
No. Anyway, Ellsworth is back. I'm not happy about it. Most pointless idiot ever. AJ Styles retained.
That was probably the best match on the card.
Mm-hmm. That's about it.
Seth Rollins retained. Oh, Roman beat Jinder.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
No surprise there.
That was it.
Yeah. So, Raw recapping that to start off the show. Once that ends, Kurt Angle in the ring, introducing Alexa Bliss to talk about her winning.
Starts to cut a babyface promo into a heel promo because that's her thing. She makes everybody believe in her, and then she's like, "You guys are idiots. I knew what I was gonna win."
Which only led to bringing out Ronda Rousey, which didn't really make sense to me.
Why?
It would have made more sense if Ronda had beaten Nia to get the title and then Alexa cashes in.
But then you turn Ronda's biggest moment into a 5-second thing, and they don't want that. They want Ronda's first title win to mean something.
Like, I get that, but, like, it just didn't line in properly.
Yes, otherwise, she's going to be a 2-time women's champion.
Yes, you are taking the title away from her.
And plus, you have to make Alexa Bliss beat Ronda Rousey, which isn't compelling or... Like, the only two people that can beat Ronda Rousey are Charlotte and Asuka, and both of them are SmackDown.
I guess.
They're the two toughest women in the women's roster. And if they go up against freaking Ronda Rousey?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, when Ronda Rousey first showed up at Royal Rumble, she was standing in the ring with Asuka, Charlotte, and Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss is the most vulnerable, least intimidating out of those four.
Yeah.
So there you go. She's the one that if Ronda was just like, okay, I want her, then freaking Asuka's is like, all right, I'll take Charlotte. All right, good, we're good. WrestleMania set.
Fair enough. So Alexa just starts talking shit about Ronda, which leads her to just do a massive and very fast takedown.
She beat the hell out of her, and Kurt, and the security guards, and referees. Like, just...
Using the briefcase.
Yeah, Alexa decided the briefcase would help the situation. It didn't.
No, made it worse.
She got punched right in the babymaker, and then beaten with the briefcase, and then causing Ronda to just be like, all right, I'm just going to pick you up now. And then she powerbombed her through the table. And when she powerbombed her, there was a microphone in the middle of the table.
Oh.
So I was just like, that's going to hurt.
That's going to leave a mark.
Yeah, hopefully she didn't get that like in the back at all.
Yeah. So after commercial, that led to Ronda talking to Kurt backstage, resulting in Ronda suspended for 30 days.
Yeah, that's kind of what you get for attacking the GM.
But I mean, that's really nothing. She's on every 30 days anyway.
Yeah.
Like, okay, maybe she's on once a week, but she never fights.
Yeah.
So, like, this is going to be nothing.
Well, it just gives them a reason to write her off TV.
I guess.
And gives people a reason to be like, oh crap, when Ronda shows up, Alexa Bliss is going to die.
True. Or whoever's champion.
Yeah.
So, first match of the night was Seth Rollins delivering the open challenge.
Yeah, he was pretty confident after beating Elias. He was like, okay, yeah, open challenge, even though he got beat up pretty bad during his IC title match. It just wasn't a good idea.
Yeah. So, the person to accept that open challenge was Dolph Ziggler.
But then Drew McIntyre shows up and everyone's like, so wait, which one of you is challenging?
I kind of figured it would have been Dolph.
Yeah.
It could have been Drew, but...
It would have been better if it was Drew. Just because...
I don't know, this was a pretty insane match.
It was a good match. I don't have any reason to care about Dolph. I care about Drew because the dude is just a giant. And he's improved so much. Versus Dolph, who hasn't improved at all.
Because he's already great.
His best thing was with The Miz, when it was either you win the IC title or you leave. If he had just left, that would have been the twilight of his WWE career. That would have been the highest point, and that would have been it. Because he's never going to be world champion again. He's never going to be Universal Champion. He's never headlining a WrestleMania. He hasn't even had a main show WrestleMania match, which is all he talks about. And he hasn't even had that. The freaking Usos had theirs, but he was on the freaking pre-show in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I have no reason to care about this guy.
He was only in the Battle Royal because there wasn't a match for him.
Still, that's what he wants. He wants a match on the main show. It's like, too bad, you're not good enough.
No, he's not there. It's not that they're not.
He was the number 30 spot in the Royal Rumble, and nobody cared.
I cared.
He shows up, and immediately it's, okay, you're the same guy you just were. Same music, same look, and then no reference to why he dropped the U.S. title. No reference to him looking at the current U.S. champion and being like, oh, that's cute. I'm going to do something better. Even though I never lost it. He won the thing, immediately gave it up, and just fucked off. With no reason whatsoever. Because the people didn't deserve him, and they deserve him now?
Well, yeah, because he brought back Drew. I'll agree. Having the 30 spot, like, it should be someone, like, really high up in the rankings or a special comeback for that night. And to get to Dolph, it was kind of a waste.
Especially because the number 30 spot, not many people have won from that spot, but when they do show up, it's like, oh crap, did this guy actually win? Nobody wanted to see him versus AJ Styles.
No.
Like, I don't care enough about Dolph Ziggler for him to be in any title situation.
Well, now that he is.
So, I want Drew.
But yeah, I like this match because I kind of noticed that Rollins and Dolph are very similar in competition.
Yeah.
Like, they can go from being, like, slow action, rest holds, couple kicks, couple punches, into lightning fast moves in 2 seconds.
They have similar styles. It's just, for some reason, Dolph likes to think of himself as the bastard son of Shawn Michaels and Billy Gunn. Because he sells like Shawn Michaels, but he looks like Billy Gunn.
He looks like Mr. Perfect.
Yeah, if he had the onesie. Like the singlet.
Yeah. When Dolph won, the ref counted to 4.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, like, I'm looking at the highlight of it, and it's like, he gets down and counts. 2, 3, 4. Like, why are you still pinning them?
Weird. I didn't see that.
Yeah. And of course, Drew McIntyre had to get his 2 cents in.
This is the weird part. They could have disqualified him.
Yeah.
Outside interference out after the end of the match. That could have been a disqualification causing Seth to retain, and then they could have set up a feud going into Extreme Rules. That would have been cool. Just to be like, oh, Dolph, this is a cool moment for you. Too bad your henchmen decided to ruin it for you. And then that spreads the ties for them to break up.
Now, see.
Because friggin' Drew has a reason to be mad at Dolph because he got eliminated first in that tag team battle royal. And Drew didn't, causing him to beat the hell out of everybody. And then Dolph wins you the Intercontinental title. But then Drew decides to beat up frickin' Seth, causing a DQ. And then there's a rift being like, okay, you know what? Let's make a triple threat match. And then Dolph's just like, no.
I don't want him in the ring. But, okay, so it would have been, like, that would have happened. He would have been disqualified. Have it been back when they originally did the brand split, when it was Mick Foley as GM and Daniel Bryan as GM, and when the first night's doing that, and like something like a DQ or a count out would happen, oh, here comes Stephanie, here comes Shane. No, we're starting that over. It's not going to end like that.
Yeah.
But because it's not like that anymore.
Well, also because it was a whole match and a pinfall, and then it was a DQ versus, okay, it ends in a doubled count out or a disqualification. No pinfall, no submission.
Still, it would have happened. Next match of the night was Bobby Roode versus Kurt Hawkins.
Bobby Roode won.
Yeah, quick match. Nothing to talk about.
There's too much mid-card stuff for Raw for me to like really care. Like, Bobby Roode, Kurt Hawkins, that's a one-off match.
It's nothing that you expect Kurt Hawkins to win at all.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's Bobby Roode. Oh, he wins.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kurt Hawkins is now 0-202.
Yep.
Makes me laugh. Then they show a recap of Braun Strowman winning the Money in the Bank.
Yeah, and then he comes out and cuts a promo.
And Kevin Owens comes out and ruins it.
Yeah, Kevin Owens cut this weird promo basically saying, hey, my friend's injured. You don't have any friends. I don't have any friends. Why don't we help each other or use each other? You get your Universal title match, you win it, and then I get first shot at you. It's like, that doesn't benefit Braun at all.
No.
He doesn't need you.
He doesn't need you in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And besides, he'll just kick your ass the first title shot you get.
Yeah.
We see Sasha and Bayley backstage.
Yeah, Bayley couldn't comfort Sasha after she lost Money in the Bank, and it's her and Sasha versus Riot Squad, basically trying to get on the same page.
So they kiss and make out.
For the most part.
So we thought.
Mm.
Get to that later. Woken, Hardy, and Bray come out to the ring.
And then on Titantron, there's the B team doing their very best. The leaders of World Impersonation, which tickled me.
I thought their match was on Sunday because it was like, oh, they beat them. They're Woken now.
Mm.
Now they're gonna act like Bray and Matt. But yeah. Hardy and Wyatt fought. Who did they fight again? Was it Slater and Rhino again?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Because Revival had a different match that night.
Right. Yeah, so Bray and Matt are still champions. They won their match. It wasn't a tag team title. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, they won. Titantron, Kirk gets a phone call from Stephanie. Didn't seem too happy about it.
I don't know.
I'm not really liking this whole Constable Corbin thing.
I just don't like Stephanie because besides WrestleMania, she doesn't get comeuppance.
No.
Like,
She's never on.
It's not that. It's no one can touch her unless they're a woman. That's the problem.
True.
Like, 2001, Stone Cold stunnered everyone.
Yeah.
Like, man, woman, child, elderly person, it did not matter. Your ass was getting stunned. Frickin' Roman. How do you get this guy over? Have him spear Stephanie intentionally. Not by accident, not by Triple H is in the way and he's going to go spear Triple H and all of a sudden he moves and he spears Stephanie. No, just spear her. Or freaking put Bayley up against her. Bayley versus Stephanie. And then, like, they're in, like, a contract signing and Triple H is there as the mediator. And then Bayley's just like, Uncle Hunter, I'm really sorry about this. But you know what, Stephanie? Suck it. And then she does the crotch shot. And then Triple H is just standing there laughing. She told you to suck it. You can't suck anything down there.
Wait, what?
But the whole crowd is just like, oh my god, she told her to suck it. It's like, yeah, Bayley. Bayley gets an edge to her, and then she beats up Stephanie. But Triple H is still laughing because she got told to suck it.
Okay. Jinder Mahal versus Chad Gable is next.
Jinder won.
Again, not much to say about the match.
Jinder should have beat Roman.
It would have given him an upper hand.
It would have given him a reason to be in title contention. If they're trying to position him as top heel on Raw, that's how you get there. You beat the bigger stars of Raw.
But then that's an upset to the bigger star.
Roman will always say he has a case to face Brock.
I mean, yeah.
So what difference does it make? It doesn't make... You need... Jinder needs wins. He needs big wins. He beat Finn Balor and Sami Zayn in 1 week. And he goes on to beat Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. He beat Shinsuke in all their title matches. He beat all the mid-card on SmackDown.
That's because they were pushing him at that time.
But still, that's how you push a guy. Give him wins. He needs wins. And lose the title to someone like AJ, okay, that's the cap. That's the limit. That's the guy you can't beat yet. Roman's still under there.
Well, of course he will be.
So...
Except Roman's on Raw for Brock Lesnar, not AJ Styles.
Right. I don't know.
I get where you're going from here. Regardless with the match, though, I feel Chad Gable put up a good fight.
Oh, he's a great wrestler.
He's definitely getting better at singles action.
Yeah.
Man, not good enough to beat Jinder. Sasha and Bayley versus Riot Squad.
Basically, the whole match was Bayley and Sasha tagging each other in, not while the other wasn't paying attention. Basically being like, I'm fine, I can do this. But Sasha clearly wasn't fine. She had the tape all over her back and her shoulder.
Well, she was just in a Money in the Bank ladder match.
Exactly. So Bayley was like, I can take the bumps. You can't wrestle this whole match. You went through 3 ladders, essentially.
Well, yeah, Sasha kept tagging herself in.
And then reaping the ramifications of it.
The match itself, it was vicious.
Yeah.
It was hardcore the entire way. Riot Squad ends up winning. And Sasha's mad.
Sasha's mad, but it's also her fault because Bayley wanted to work as a team, but Sasha didn't. Sasha wanted to do it all on her own. So it's all Bayley's fault because she wanted to be a team and Sasha didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
so
still...
now they're fighting again.
But exactly, and then leads to a backstage brawl between the two of them, and then Bayley saying, I'm not finished with you. Sasha saying, I am finished with you. We're not friends anymore. There has to be an end to this.
Okay, when Sasha was packing up her car and leaving, the entire time of that happening, I'm just imagining the episode of Family Guy where Quagmire and Peter have the cooking show.
Okay.
And they get in a feud about their own shows. It's like, okay, it's either you go or I go.
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah, blah. Bad day to carpool.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that so bad. But Bayley didn't get in the car.
Yeah, hopefully they just end this feud at Extreme Rules because there's no title involved, so there's no reason.
No, it's just a matter of who's better.
Yeah. But it's going to really suck when they get put on the pre-show.
Yeah. Because the match isn't important enough.
Yeah.
So Kirk comes out again to announce when Brock Lesnar fights next. Only to be interrupted by Roman.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about. No matter what, Roman is always going to say, I'm next in line for Brock. It's like...
You fought him 5 separate times now.
Yeah. You've never pinned him clean. You haven't beat him for a title once. Greatest Royal Rumble, yes, you should have won, and then we could have walked away from this.
Yeah.
But no.
Has to keep the story going.
Yeah.
Because Brock doesn't lose.
Yeah.
So, that brings Lashley out.
Which was just fine.
Yeah, get Lashley going in that direction.
Well, so one of the things is Sami Zayn is injured. He's going to be out for a while.
Good.
Part of the reason why he was doing all the promos is because he's nursing a bunch of injuries. So now it's just...
Well, okay. He wasn't a fucking idiot and threw his body all over the place.
Right. So yeah, he's going to be out for a while. Which means that Bobby can finally have some actual real feuds, and we can actually start seeing Bobby Lashley and not, okay, we're gonna have three guys just as chicks, and Bobby's gonna laugh it off.
I'm not gonna have to see Bobby go through another stupid obstacle course.
Yeah.
That brings the Revival out, and they just start talking a bunch of shit, saying they're better than the two of them.
Bad idea.
Yep. So Kurt made a match between the four of them. Very heavy fight.
Yeah.
Like, regardless, like, I didn't find it that interesting.
Not really, because Revival has been losing so much.
Yeah.
They don't need to lose. Like,
but you saw it coming in that match.
Well, yeah, but like, I don't understand how they can't understand. If you need to fill up the show with competitors, those competitors need compelling wins. They need big wins. They need moments that have the average viewer say, oh, they're up next. They came off a big win from last week. Imagine if the Revival beat Roman or Bobby Lashley. That would be huge for them.
Mm-hmm.
That's something they need. Or having a non-title victory over the Deleters of World. Or just being the guys that beaten Slater and Rhino and the Ascension and Breezango. Like, give them the same wins that freaking the B team have. Make them the backup team for when the B team eventually lose. Instead of having this joke of a tag team, here's this tag team that dominated NXT and have just been riddled with injuries, but this is them when they're healthy. They're an efficient unit.
Yeah. So, the match ends with Roman gonna go for the spear.
Yeah, and then Bobby Lashley tags himself in, and he spears. The spear was his old finisher anyway, so really it's just Bobby getting comfortable again.
Yeah.
And then Roman's like, what the hell is that? It's like,
let me show you how it's done.
Yeah, like, this is how you actually spear people, dude. Ask Charlotte, she'll tell you.
Yeah, you don't go at the fucking chest. You gotta go down by the gut.
Go by the everything.
And don't just, like, leap and stop halfway through the spear. You gotta follow through with it. And then we have kind of a stupid match. No Way Jose versus Mojo Rawley.
For some reason, they're pushing Mojo Rawley. For some reason.
I mean, he hasn't been on recently.
Yeah, this is for good reason. I don't care about Mojo Rawley. I care about Zack Ryder. The dude has charisma. He has his own internet show. He collects stupid toys. He has a room in his house full of stupid toys. And then there's Mojo Rawley, who, yeah, he won the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Great. Wonderful. Fantastic!
No yelling on the bus!
Yeah. Whatever, he beat No Way Jose.
Yeah.
No Way Jose has that jobber spot of, oh, he's got the great entrance, but he just dropped out.
It's not even that great of an entrance.
No, it's horrible.
It's just time consuming.
There shouldn't be a conga line.
No, there shouldn't be a conga line. There shouldn't be this gimmick ever. It's ridiculous. It didn't work with Adam Rose. It's not working with No Way Jose.
Yeah.
Just find something different for him. He's a good wrestler. Just this gimmick is stupid.
If they just take away the conga line, I think it would be better, because then his entrance would be simplified.
Well, I mean, even his dancing is annoying too.
Yeah.
So, like, just get rid of the conga line, get rid of the dancing, change the entrance up a bit. Don't make it so happy. We had Elias in concert. He didn't have a match. He was just out there performing.
Calling out Brock Lesnar. So one of the things Kurt mentioned was there's going to be a multi-person match at Extreme Rules to determine a one contender to face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns are two of the people. So it's kind of assumed that Elias is going to be one of the guys also.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Kevin Owens, probably Jinder.
Probably Finn.
Yeah. Dean Ambrose if he shows up anytime soon.
Isn't he cleared?
He's probably. I don't know if he's cleared or if he's been. Because if he's clear, he would have been doing house shows.
That's true.
But if he hasn't been doing house shows, then he's not cleared yet.
Or he just doesn't want to test to see if he's cleared. He just wants to have more time off.
No, well, it's the doctors that clear him.
I know, but what I'm saying is he's maybe not going to doctors just yet. He's just kind of chilling.
But he's probably at the Performance Center doing all the rehab. Like, all the rehab that Finn would have had to do or Seth would have had to do.
Right.
To be like, okay, I'm good. I just need you to give me a thumbs up and I can go back on the road. So that was the whole thing with Finn going into WrestleMania 33. Was if Seth couldn't make it because of his knee,
right,
you have Finn doing house shows right now. He's an easy substitute.
Right.
Or Samoa Joe just decides, I want to beat up Triple H for 30 minutes.
WrestleMania is just a time where Vince probably has so much anxiety at that time.
Oh, it's the most stressful night of the year for him.
Especially last year because Miz might not have been there.
Wait.
Last WrestleMania, his kid was supposed to be due.
Oh,
week,
right.
Like 2 days before.
Yeah.
But she came early.
Yep.
So yeah, Miz got to fight. And have his 2-week-old daughter watch.
Yep.
Anyway, so we had a interview with Seth Rollins after the concert. Basically just asking how he feels about that title loss. Nothing special, really.
He'll probably get his rematch at Extreme Rules.
He's getting his rematch next week.
Oh, perfect.
That's what he said that in the interview.
Perfect.
Yeah. So that led us to the main event of the night, which was Strowman and Balor versus Owens and Constable Corbin. That was the phone call Stephanie gave Kurt. I didn't care for it.
No.
There was a lot of talent in that match, and it just went to waste there.
Yeah, especially Corbin picking up the win when he didn't need it. Like, at all.
Literally, like, Strowman doesn't need to be in tag team matches.
Well, yes and no. Because if he's going to lose, it's in a tag team match.
Still
Not getting
lost.
pinned. But that's the thing. He wasn't pinned. Balor was pinned.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I just find that he's wasting talent being in the tag team division. Well, not physically in the tag team division.
In tag team matches.
Yeah. Same with Finn. But
They can't do anything because the Universal Champion isn't there.
Exactly.
Like, they could easily have had it been a tag team match featuring the Universal Champion versus the Money Bank winner and these two other guys.
But no. They had to put it on Brock, who treats it like UFC. And fights every couple months.
Well, because he wants to be paid the most amount of money possible for a single bout. And the only way they can do that is by having it on the biggest pay-per-views.
But that's the stupidest thing, though. Like, they're advertising that Brock Lesnar's going to be on next week's Raw. And then he's there. Sure, ratings probably go through the roof. He stands there, and Heyman talks.
Yeah.
The whole time they're in the ring. No match. He doesn't say a word. He bounces around like a fucking idiot. And that's it. That's the whole hype of him being on Raw. Like, I don't get why they have to advertise that. It's pointless. Anyway, going over to SmackDown. Show starts. Paige here.
Yeah, Paige talking about summarizing Money in the Bank, and then she says the main event of SmackDown will be a gauntlet match. She explains the rules of the gauntlet match, and then she says it's going to be between Rusev, Samoa Joe, Miz, Big E, and Daniel Bryan. Winner faces AJ Styles at Extreme Rules.
Yeah. Okay, I want to say one thing. Why did Big Cass get released?
I looked into this. Basically, after him and Enzo got broken up, that was supposed to be start of his big push. He got injured. Then he came back against Daniel Bryan. A couple of things happened. One,
No one cared.
No, when they were on tour, there were a couple of times when he was drunk and disorderly and rubbed a lot of people backstage the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, the segment where the midget came out dressed as Daniel Bryan. That went too long because
Yeah, it did.
he was supposed to only hit him once with a big boot. He hit him twice. He went backstage to the head writers and to Vince and said, I should keep beating him up. And the writers and Vince both said no. He decided to big boot him twice anyway. Number three, I think just the overall character was just not there creatively.
No. No one cared for his character.
Yeah, they weren't really. There was no reason
There
for
was
them to
no
care.
reaction ever when he went on his rants.
Mm-hmm. And it was just an overall. The heat from Enzo was still attached to him. All the instances. Oh, this is another thing. They were on tour. They were on the tour bus, and he got locked into the bathroom. Not because someone locked him in there, but because the knob broke. And so he broke down the door because he's claustrophobic and was really pissed off, as you do when you're claustrophobic. So he broke down the door, so anytime people had to use the bathroom on the bus, the door was missing. Not wide open, missing, because he broke down.
Yeah.
So those are three instances right there. And just overall, this is a failed investment. If we didn't break them up, maybe Enzo wouldn't have been in the trouble he was in.
I don't know.
He was annulled? He was not guilty, essentially. There was no credible evidence against him in his sexual assault case. But the problem is that he kept it from them. Instead of saying, guys, I have to go away for a while because of this.
Yeah,
And plus Enzo had enough heat on him as it is. If he was just upfront with them, maybe they would have given him a benefit of a doubt and dropped the Cruiserweight title to somebody anyway.
regardless though, even if he was still in the tag team division with Big Cass, he probably still would have been accused of rape. Because that's all anyone in Hollywood was doing at the time. Well, that person raped him. Well, this person raped me. It was just one person after the other. So it probably happened to many other people too. They're just being quiet about it now. Anyway, SmackDown starts off with Carmella just congratulating herself. Ellsworth comes in, dressed as Asuka again.
Yep. Amazing.
Stupid.
Basically, the two of them just run down the whole women's division. Asuka comes out, beats up Ellsworth. She gets super kicked by Carmella. The pair of them leave. So they're probably going to have a rematch of the Extreme Rules.
Another thing, Carmella. beat Asuka all by herself. Wrong. Complete distraction by Ellsworth. First match of the night was Becky versus Billie Kay. I don't like the Iconics.
I just think they need better writing for their promos because the crowd wasn't really into it at all.
No.
They,
Their characters in general are just stupid, loud, and annoying.
they need the kind of writers that Elias has.
Exactly.
Because Elias is clever, he's quick-witted, he runs down whatever town he's in, he gives people reason to get into it, and then remind them he's the heel, boo me. That's what they need to do.
Yeah. All the Iconics do is make fun of their opponent and have horrible accents.
They're Australian, so they can only fake their accent so much.
Makes my ears bleed. Then we have Becky wins that match. Not a big surprise there, really.
No.
Not much to say about it. We got Jeff Hardy on the screen. He is trying to intimidate Shinsuke Nakamura.
He's going back to the face paint of 2009 Jeff Hardy.
My God, it was terrifying.
Yeah, the clear contacts make it seem like he has white eyes. Seems like it's a combination of broken Jeff Hardy and 2009 Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
If he had just said he was woken.
Crowd going nuts.
Yeah.
Give him the gimmick as well.
Yeah.
That's what they need to do. Next match of the night was Usos versus Sanity. Debut of Sanity.
Yeah, too bad it wasn't a match. It was just, for some reason, there was no referee. And
Well, there probably was, and then they just started attacking.
Yeah, and they just ran off, but the match had just started. And at least then they could have gotten a pinfall.
True.
But yeah, Sanity, Alexander Wolf, Eric Young, and Big Man. Not Lars Sullivan, Killian Dane.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Canadian, the German, and the Irishman.
They just demolished the Usos.
Yeah.
Like, flat out murdered them, basically.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, definitely can see some high hopes going for them.
Oh, yeah.
They're just going to tear down the SmackDown Tag Team division.
And eventually one of them is going to be in singles competition.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'll probably have singles matches alongside their tag team matches.
Yeah.
Be match of the year once they fight New Day.
Yeah, they're going to have to do a lot of building
Oh
for
my
that
God.
match, because
That's just going to be...
they have to build that for Survivor Series.
Literally, yes. If they do that before Survivor Series, they're doing it wrong.
It's too fast.
So yeah, it wasn't a match. We had Shinsuke have an interview after that.
Yeah, basically screwing with Renee Young, not pulling the no speak English, just...
Who's Jeff Hardy?
Well, yeah, she asked, so I want to know your comments after your loss. He said, what does loss mean? She's like, you forgot I speak English, I'm just going to leave. No, I just asked a question. What does loss mean? I am still standing. AJ didn't beat me. And the referee counted too fast and not in Japanese.
Not in Japanese.
And she mentioned, the Jeff Hardy comments. She's, who? Jeff Hardy! No need to yell. That's good. That was good for Shinsuke.
Yeah.
Basically saying, okay, if Jeff gets my way again, I'm going to close his eyes permanently.
But regardless, like, whether the entire 2 weeks that he announced that it was going to be last man standing match, he was walking around, English speaking numbers.
I think he just likes screwing with people.
Well, I mean, clearly, but when you yourself were counting 10 in English.
But he was wearing a mouth guard, so his English is askew.
Oh. What about when he was when he just had cue cards with the numbers on them? They weren't in Japanese.
He's a visual thinker.
So, okay. Alright. Next match was SmackDown Tag Team Championship. Bludgeon Brothers versus
Gallows and Anderson.
Gallows and Anderson again. Bludgeon Brothers dominated most of that match.
Yeah, but then there was a comeback, and I thought, oh, they're actually going to do it. But no, Bludgeon Brothers won.
No, because, got to keep the hype going.
It's a shame.
It is. Unless they're tag team champions, they're nothing.
They're always going to be up there. It's just they need the belts.
Yeah.
Especially if they're on the same show as AJ, having the belts would help. Because then 6-man tag team main events, the Club versus Sanity, or the Club versus the Usos and Miz, or even Rusev Day and somebody versus the Club.
Rusev Day and Miz.
I don't think they like each other enough. I think because they've already done Rusev Day and Shinsuke Nakamura. So probably Joe.
Yeah. No, I can't see that happening. Joe would just be on his own.
Yeah.
Anyway, main event time. Gauntlet match. First starting, Daniel Bryan versus Big E.
This could have just been the main event and I would have been fine with it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Great,
just great back and forth. Great style meshing.
Yeah, each person had great high points in the match, and
yeah,
Big E did another great suicide spear.
Yeah, going 90 miles an hour, nearly killing Daniel Bryan.
Kills anyone that he does that to.
Almost kills himself, pretty much.
Oh my god. Daniel Bryan went with the knee kick, getting the victory.
Yeah.
Next up was Samoa Joe. Right then and there, I'm thinking, oh boy.
Yeah, because of the order of the superstars coming in, I didn't think that Daniel Bryan was going to win. There was no...
Especially after fighting Joe.
Yeah, Joe should have been the last guy.
Yeah. And then, he surprisingly won via countout.
Yeah, so they're on the outside. Daniel Bryan goes for the suicide dive.
Yeah.
And then...
No, he went for...
baseball slide.
Yeah.
And then Joe caught him, puts him in the coquina clutch. Referee gets up to 6. Daniel does that spot that Chad Gable did against Jinder Mahal.
Kicks off the...
Skips off the barricade. And gets in the ring at 9. Joe doesn't get in the ring before 10. He wins by countout. But before the match, the gauntlet started, at the end of the tag team title match, the Bludgeon Brothers are leaving. Daniel Bryan's music hits, and he goes in between them, and there's a bit of a stare down.
Yeah.
And I was just like, don't ruin this.
Well, they came out and ruined it.
Yeah.
They beat Daniel Bryan up, and then Miz, rushing to the ring, does his skull-crushing finale and eliminates Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
And then that leaves the finals to be Miz versus Rusev.
I would have been fine with Miz versus AJ because I think Miz can...
That could be actually a good match.
Yeah. I would have liked to seen a face Shinsuke Nakamura versus a heel Miz.
Yeah.
Because when Shinsuke debuted, it was during Miz TV. We never got that match because Miz got put to Raw.
Yeah. Now he's back.
And then, yeah, Rusev versus Miz. And then...
It was a decent match, actually.
Yeah. Miz got a lot of close calls with the DDT spot, doing the Daniel Bryan moves.
Yeah, doing the yes kicks, the corner-to-corner kicks.
Yeah, and he goes for the running knee, Machka kick, accolade.
That was a just massive match kick.
Yeah. And then he gets the submission victory. Rusev is finally number one contender for the WWE Championship.
First time going for a world title in 4 years.
Well, since being on the roster, yeah. And then AJ comes out. He's in the ring, staring him down, shakes his hand. Aiden English decides he wants a handshake too. He goes too slow. AJ punches him in the face, and Rusev's just like, that's what you get. You're an idiot.
You pissed AJ Styles off.
Great, now I have heat. Thanks a lot.
Now he's going to beat me up next week.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Both shows are kind of disappointing for after Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
But I still agree that SmackDown had the better show.
SmackDown had less filler. It was just all...
It was match, match, match.
Yeah.
No fucking diva roster wanting, oh, let's be friends. No, screw you.
Well, it doesn't help that, like, it's just... There's so much filler on Raw. There's too many mid-carders.
They have a lot of backstage filler, which is stupid. Like, they have backstage conversations on the screens. Like, that leads to nothing.
Yeah.
And then they have, like, interviews that are just kind of stupid. And then stupid matches. And then you get Elias in concert, which isn't doing anything unless he has a match. So, yeah, SmackDown is only 2 hours, so they only have so much time to get all their matches in, so they don't have as much filler. So that wraps up this episode of DDT. I'm Doug.
I'm Danny.
Thanks for listening. YouTube and SoundCloud.